how would you like to have the most fun you've ever had sitting down? You can, and the way to do that is to be a certified leader of the One Command Circles. So why not? What are they? Why should I be the one to do it? So let me start with essentially what they are. The One Command Circles are an opportunity for people, your friends, your family, your community, to have an opportunity to learn what the One Command is all about, how to use it in their lives, how to see changes almost immediately, immediately on the spot, and sometimes it takes 10. But the whole idea is that you are learning yourself, and then you're offering this opportunity to people that you care about and want to have in your office or your home to learn how to do it as well. And so the circle itself is generally held in your home, in your office. It lasts about 2 hours, and what it offers during that 2-hour time is just what I was mentioning, the opportunity to learn the One Command, which you've already heard about, so you have a basic idea of what the One Command is and what it can do in your life. You now have the opportunity then to offer this to people, to take them through the process, to see what happens in their lives, to show them how to formulate a command. And all of this happens in 2 hours. And as a part of that 2 hours, in the second hour, you also have an opportunity, because a big part of this is community building. Not just building people's individual lives, but building community lives together. And what you have the opportunity to do is teach them something we call the support statement. So why is running circles important? Well, one, it offers your friends, family, acquaintances, a community, a place for them to come to learn what is this One Command thing, which you already know about, or you wouldn't be watching this, so you understand. But it gives them an opportunity to have this door open for them that they get to walk through and learn how to use the One Command in their lives. And it happens in a way that it's so affordable that it breaks down all those excuses. Well, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know what that's about. Say, hey, we hold these every week or every month, whatever you decide to do. And it's a minimal fee. You get to come in and you learn something so incredibly important. And that's when you can start sharing your stories. So some of the stories that I have for individual changes are from the very simple, like a woman who hadn't heard from her daughter in a while. And she said, I don't know what's wrong. And I call her. And of course, all the women in the group laughed, because how are you going to get a young person, a 20-some-year-old to call? Is you call them. That always works, right? So what we came up with, what we helped her to formulate, was the most simple command. It said, I don't know how I have a peaceful relationship with my daughter. We go, how does that work? Well, how it works was 20 minutes into our 2 hours, her phone rings. It's her daughter that she has not heard from in months. That's an example of how it works. Are there other things that people want? Of course, yeah. Money, does that come to mind? Cash money. We've got the stories. We've got the events that actually happen. And when you are the leader of a One Command Circle, not only do you get these changes in your own life, but you get to watch them. You're the facilitator. You're helping them learn, helping them process, helping them come back to your circles and report their success stories of, oh yeah, I commanded for an extra $5,000. I thought that was too much, but I went ahead and I commanded for that extra $5,000 every month. And I had no idea how it was going to appear, which is kind of why I like that I don't know how thing. And a couple of weeks later or a week later, however long it is, and they come back and you won't believe it, but this thing came through, never dreamed where it would come from, and I've got an extra $5,000. I think I'm going to up that. And so then they do another command. So we have success story after success story after success story. So that's what your members gain. That's what your participants gain, is these phenomenal changes in their lives in an opportunity where not only do they get that, but they get that ongoing support that we were talking about. So what do you get? you get the opportunity, one, to learn in depth for yourself, two, to be able to offer this to other people, and three, an income. The idea is to create a place that people so want to come to that they just keep showing up. And there's other things, other fun things that you can add. Like Bonnie, who is Italian, by the way, she offered meatballs. And people fell in love with those meatballs. And they looked forward to it, and they came to her circles jokingly that, oh, we only come for the meatballs. And of course they came for everything else. But it just made it fun. And one time, Bonnie would have themes as well. And one time she had a pajama party. And everybody came, and they wore their pajamas, whether they just wore their pajamas or they wore their pajamas over their clothes. They were into it. They loved it. They enjoyed it. So there's so much that you can do. And with my own circles, I was living in a new town. I just moved there when I learned about the One Command. I thought, oh, I have to get to know people. And so I made up some flyers, and I went around, and I went into this one health food store, for example, and I left a flyer. And the next thing I know, I get a call, and this woman says, I just had a customer in today, and she said, oh, I see you have a flyer from Katie Garnett. How do you do that? And, what is that all about? Anyway, so she called, and she was also starting a new business. Guess what? Every person she brought into her new business, she had come to a circle. And then my last little story is, certainly not my last story, but the one I'm going to share with you is, I also saw a magazine, a health magazine, and I thought, this really looks good. It had a lot of things, and then I saw free ad for new businesses. I went, that's me. And so I called her, and I said, I want to put in a free ad for the One Command Circle. She said, what's that? I said, we do this, that, and the other. And I said, by the way, would you like me to take you through a command so you know what it's about? And she said, yeah. And so I took her through the command. She said, oh my gosh, never experienced anything like that. And I said, well, let me invite you and your staff to come. I'll give you a free circle. So your whole staff gets an idea of what it's about. They came to the circle, they loved it. Next thing I know, she said, how would you like to put in free, on me, a 2-page article about Asara and the One Command and the One Command circles? And I said, that is a profoundly wonderful idea. Thank you. And so the whole idea is, there's so much in it for the people who come. There's so much in it for you as the leader. And so we invite you to join us in our Global Circle Leaders. We have people in many, many countries. I wanted to say every country, but pretty much, except for Antarctica, on every continent. So join our global community. We look forward to it. We would love to have you join us.